Hey, what's up everybody, the Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02, version 5.0.1. Today we have a 1v1 on Fords of Isen II. So, let's see who our players are for this matchup. We have May Shadow as Isengard in the bottom right. In the top left, we have his opponent, Asba, as Goblins. So, Goblins versus Isen matchup, huh? Intriguing. Let's see how they go. Alright, well, he's starting with a couple furnaces, of course. As you would expect, we have a couple of tunnels. As you would expect. Nothing fancy or new starting-wise. You can't really do much except for build your farms, otherwise you're going to lose. It's pretty straightforward stuff. But Asba going to build a goblin cave here. Not starting with spiderlings or even a fissure start, as I've heard people do. I've actually seen done. Half-troll swordsman start is not bad, actually. Half-troll swordsmen are very strong. But it's not a common start at all. And goblins are pretty good and safe bet to do. We have, of course, May Shadow going for the clan steading. He's going to get some wildmen out. Wildmen are better than goblin warriors, so that should be a fairly effective way to try and counter them, I guess. Ideally, though, he'll want to go for crossbows after that, or possibly even axe throwers are pretty effective. I just did a cast where axe throwers, wildman axe throwers, and stuff were just absolutely destroying goblin warriors, so it's no surprise there. And it looks like we have our first battalion of goblin warriors heading across the middle forward here from Asba. What powers of the chosen? Asba has chosen War Chant, and May Shadow have chosen Crewbind, of all things. Interesting. Most players would go for War Chant, but there are players who go for Crewbind as well. Crewbind can be very useful, in fact, actually. I don't know how useful it is against goblins, though. It also depends on what power tree you want to go down. So if you want something below Crewbind, obviously you go for Crewbind, but we'll see. We will see. Crewbind is very effective, though. I myself actually choose that more often than War Chant, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. We have 3 goblin caves now from Asba. He's the goblin player, of course. Getting goblins out of each one. He's got 2 guys in the tunnel there. Also got goblins in the back of May Shadow's base, who now has 2 battalions of wildmen out in the field. He's getting a 3rd, of course. He's going for another tavern. Clan setting. Every time I look at this building, I think tavern because of BF for me too. It's the tavern model without the top thing. But there is no tavern in Rise of the Witch King, of course. It's repurposed to be a clan setting for whatever reason. For a different team entirely. Which is pretty weird. We have a lot of goblins up here from Asba. Coming across on the top. Meanwhile, defending against the wildman hordes. Very effectively, actually, I might add. These 2 goblin battalions absolutely destroying those wildmen with their poison blades. While wildmen are stronger technically than goblin warriors, they're still not armor-wise very strong, so poison blades and stuff will do good damage. And they will die very quickly. Just throwing up the Crewbind to try and negate some of these goblin warriors' damage, but these wildmen are still being overwhelmed, it looks like. But it is buying him time to get more here. He's going to lose his furnace, though, which is an unfortunate loss. Meanwhile, lots more goblin warriors coming in here. This is really how you want to play goblins. Just lots of goblins. He's actually bringing a builder here. Gonna throw down a forward tunnel, undoubtedly. He's got him safely escorted. Meanwhile, some wildmen trying to make some damage happen over here. Being cock-blocked by these goblin warriors there. So he's got some wildmen behind this one, though. He will get this tunnel, I think. That'll be a nice pickup for him. Actually, he might not. It's going to be close. Very close. And I think he's actually not going to get the tunnel. Oh, it's so close. Ah, and he fails, unfortunately. The last wildman falls just barely before the thing falls down. It looks like Aspa's throwing out a spider pit, though. While going for a big attack on his base with a lot of goblin warriors there. Cutting down these wildmen as he can. And he has indeed thrown down a forward tunnel, pouring goblins out. like a swarm of ants. And unless May Shadow gets rid of that tunnel, he's going to have issues keeping the goblins out of his base. Because they have a very quick way of getting over here. And he also is moving across the fort as well. Looks like May Shadow is giving chase with a few battalions of wildmen. So Asba's base is fairly safe for now. He's going for Spider Riders, which is absolutely going to destroy the wildmen. That's going to force May Shadow into having to build pikemen, or else dying. So that is not a good situation to be in, because pikemen, of course, are slightly weak to the goblin swordsmen. So obviously he doesn't want to build too many of those to counter goblin warriors. But at the same time he's going to have to. It's a precarious situation to be in, I must admit. Did he actually get this tunnel? He did. But there's a tunnel here, next to this troll lair. Troll cave. The wildmen seem to be winning the battle, though. So the wildmen seem to be doing well now, but once the Spider Riders reach them, I fear for their safety. Unfortunately, that is the case. The Spider Rider is getting a nice run through there. Oh, he lost the Spider Rider there while he was riding through. If there's enough of them, they will hit back. Goblins being pulled out here to try and defend. Spider Rider's getting a nice rear attack there. A flank, as they call it. That's the military term. Is it, though? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's just a general term. Ooh, don't want to spill my drink there. That would have been unfortunate. Another battalion of Spider Riders coming out across the ford. They'll easily deal with those. Those wildmen going to get crunched. Oh. Very nice. May Shadow might get the building rebel in time. Looks like he won't. He gets to target on Spider Riders. Of course, Spider Riders are just going to absolutely obliterate these, and then he can actually pick this up if he wants to. And it looks like Asba will indeed take the building rubble and also take the gold. Very nice pickup for him. Letting May Shadow do the work and then just reaping the rewards. May Shadow's gone for work packs. An interesting choice. Will that counter Spider Riders very well? I don't know. I genuinely don't know how well they do against Spider Riders. The defense of warg packs aren't the greatest, but their howl definitely boosts their attack damage quite a bit. Let's actually see if they stop to fight. Tough to say. No, Spider Riders are definitely still way stronger than warg packs. He killed them without even losing one. I realize there's more Spider Riders there than there is warg packs, but it's pretty obvious they're still more powerful. As you would expect, warg packs are only, what, 250? Yeah. As Spider Riders are 500, definitely twice the cost. You would expect they'd be at least twice as good. That's not how things work, necessarily. But that's how I think, at least. Asba's still sitting on 3 Goblin Caves and a Spider Pit, which seems to be working fairly well for him. He doesn't seem to need more than that. He's got goblins on the field almost at all times. So he's actually doing a good job of that. This builder's taking a bit of damage. He does want to move that. Hopefully he realizes in time. I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, he does lose a builder. He must have been busy elsewhere. Microing his Spider Riders probably. So he's gonna need a new builder. Looks like he's queued up 2 of them. Maybe he lost both. That is possible. There's a few stragglers left back here. It looks like May Shadow will clean them up. May Shadow's definitely on the back foot here, though. While he does have guys in his base a little bit here and there, he hasn't really done much damage to the base itself. So it's definitely putting Asba in the lead. He's going in, he's attacking, he's getting kills, he's destroying furnaces, and he's keeping it up. He does have Scavenger, which all kills earn extra resources. Always great to have his goblins. He's getting good resources for that, as he's almost always in combat. He's got War Chant, 4 power points, and about 480 of 525 command points. May Shadow, on the other hand, has Devastation, which is a great power to have. Creebind, 7 power points, and 3 500 of 575. So 575 to 525. Mayshadow is ahead in economy a little bit. He does have probably one more furnace or so, like that. I can't remember how much a furnace gives, command point wise. There's still a lot of battalions of spider raiders out in the field, though. Mayshadow continuing to send warg packs after them. Looks like he did manage to bite one of them. Bit right in the arse. And unfortunately, there are more of them for him, so he's gonna need more warg packs. Although I don't know if warg packs are the answer. He's gonna need pikes. He does have pikes. There he goes. Not a bad composition right here. One battalion of pikes with some wildmen and some warg. Asba using his archer mode for his spider raiders. Pretty nice to do. Yeah, they actually don't do that much damage to the spider raiders, it looks like. Even with their howl. If left there for a while, they will of course cut them down. The spider raiders, if they would have turned to sword mode, would have cut these down pretty well. I think they are much more effective in melee than they are in bow mode. Because they have the poison blade on their thing as well, their spear. And no one likes a poison spear, let me tell you. This wildman heading off into the center there, being chased by a horde of goblins. They're in for a surprise. Unfortunate. It's a death trap up there. And now Isengard going for an attack here on the goblins. If he can make any damage happen, that would be a big win for him. He hasn't really been able to do much, but he's continuing to lose stuff at his base. Because goblins are relentless. A good goblin player always has goblin warriors attacking somewhere. That's pretty much crucial to just keeping the pressure on your opponent as goblins. If you swarm your opponents from different directions with tons of units, it's very, very difficult to deal with. And Asba is actually doing that very well, I'd say, in this match. Spider raiders are providing archer support, which is pretty useful as well. As you see, they take down guys fairly quickly. These highly unarmored wildmen. They can't really do much. All you really need is just like a disposable battalion of goblin warriors to just stand there and take the damage while those guys do the damage with their bows. It's a good, nice way to do things. Looks like Mayshadow going for the troll lair here. He knocked the troll lair down, but didn't take out the, yeah, there you go. He's coming back to get it. We've got some wildmen here against the Goblin Warriors. Goblin Warriors are just so cost effective, it's ridiculous. The amount of damage they do for how much they cost is crazy. If you get an overwhelmingly strong force, not even overwhelmingly, just if you get a stronger force, then they're obviously going to do very poorly. But against something like a wildman, they do very well. Or something like an orc warrior or something, you know, it's like they don't have armor to contend with the goblins' high damage output. So they end up doing very well for their cost. It's the strength of the goblins, really, I guess, in a nutshell. High damage output, lots of units, low defense. Pretty straightforward. Unless you're building like half-troll swordsmen or something. Then they start getting pretty decent defense, I would say. Looks like he's gone for a fissure. He's upgrading to level 2. He could be going for cave troll. Probably not. Cave trolls are pretty good though. Cave troll against wildmen, actually. Cave trolls wreck them. Especially if you give them a stick or something. They'll just AoE swing, hit a lot of wildmen, and pretty much kill a battalion. We have a worm summon here from Asba. Looks like he's going to do a pretty good amount of damage to Mayshadow's base. Definitely going to get that Urk Pit, which is unfortunate for him. And if he gets this Warg Pit, it is Warg Pit. Yeah, I almost called it Warg Place, because I forgot what it's called. Oh, this wildman didn't hurt him, get out of there. It's about to get toasty. That's an unfortunate loss. Worm ends up being a very useful skill to get. Power. Ends up doing a lot of damage. And of course you can reposition the worm yourself in patch 2.02, which is very useful. Tell it where to go, what buildings to attack. Sometimes it'll attack what it wants, but generally speaking it ends up doing a lot. Looks like it will despawn before destroying this clan setting, luckily for our Mist Shadow. So we get guys all over the place here. Mist Shadow sending guys to the south. He's got guys in the north. He's got guys in the center and guys in his base. He's got guys everywhere. He's got alerts out in the field as well. Alerts is a good choice for countering Spider Riders. But a better choice, I feel, is Sharku. Sharku can actually catch the Spider Riders and chase them around. But Lurtz's bow mode is fairly effective as well. I think it takes 2 shots to kill one, which isn't too bad. Definitely better than what he has in his arsenal beforehand. Looks like he's got 2 Uruk pits here. He's getting some pikes out of there. Mist Shadow's attacking the southern forward tunnel here. Of course, Asba is defending. Ooh, looks like a builder was killed. It's a nice pickup for Asba. Or Mist Shadow, rather. Asba will have to recruit a builder if he wants a new one. He's upgraded the Fissure to level 3, and he's getting Fire Drake Brews, the mini hero horde of the Goblins. That is a good choice. Those will do very well. Wildman will have absolutely no chance against him. Pretty much anything Isengard has at the moment won't have a chance, except for Lurtz, maybe. We'll see how well that turns out for him. Oh yeah, very effective. Lurtz really needs to target down these. Actually, Lurtz needs to get out of here, I would say. Or he's going to be overwhelmed very quickly. These are fairly quick as well. But with enough stuff, he will be able to take these down. Looks like he's gone for 2 of them. You can only have 2 allowed at one time. Some teams have 3 limit, some teams have 2. Is there anything that has 1? Not that I can think of. Noldors, I think you can have 3. Zealots, you can have 3. I don't know. Angmar doesn't have 1, technically. I think sorcerers are technically supposed to be the mini hero horde unit, kind of, but they're not really. I don't think there's a limit to sorcerers. Probably they're not supposed to be the mini hero unit. Replacement, I guess. Isengard has the Berserkers, which I believe you can have 3 of. And then in the west have the Knights of Dolomroth, which I think you can have 3 of. I'm not positive about that one. Mordor has the Black Riders. You can only have 1 of those. That's what it was. I knew there was 1 of them. Because there's obviously so many Nazgul. You can't recruit more than Nazgul than there is, because that doesn't make any sense. For obvious reasons. Yeah. Alright. Asba has a lot of Spider Riders. And he's going for Half-Troll Swordsman. Intriguing. Good choice, though. Half-Troll Swordsman will absolutely dominate the field with Uruk-hai Pikemen and these Wildmen of Dunland here. Let's take a look at powers while we're here. We got Wildman Summon for Asba. He's obviously got the Worm. He's got now 9 power points. He's sitting at 674 of 700 right now. He's attacking with his Fire Drake Broods and Goblin Warriors. He's doing some damage. We have Feel the Fires for Mist Shadow. He's got Industry and Devastation. Vision of the Palantir, 7 power points. So he's going heavy on the economic powers. And that's definitely helping out. He's at 597 with 675, so they're very even as far as farms go, I'd say. Of course, Isengard will have the advantage economically. Although, Goblins have Scavenger, and he's getting plenty of kills. So, he's keeping up with money as well, I would say. There's no lack of money to go around for anyone, really. Now the Half-Troll Swordsmen have reached the target. Obviously, they're still weak to crossbow bolts, as they are a swordsman unit in a game of rock, paper, scissors. But they still do good damage as well. Once they actually get up to them, they start cutting them down fairly quickly. Unfortunately, though, they are taken out. And a large, semi-large goblin army here from Asba in the south. Going to do a fair amount of damage with the Spider Riders. Spider Riders are in bow mode, though, so if they are going to trample, they should probably switch. But I guess if you have enough of them, don't really matter, does it? They'll just run them over anyway. It's kind of like Linden horse archers. They can still trample, even though all they do is hold bows. So I guess it's the same theory behind that. That's a whole guy by himself. The loneliest Spider Rider in the world. Fortunately for him, he has a lot of buddies. Lurtz is definitely going to have to run here. Although, he does have Carnage, so he could take out a lot of guys with him if you wanted to. May Shadow's doing a good job of keeping the top and bottom clear, though, of goblin tunnels and stuff. He doesn't have goblin caves, or tunnels rather, anywhere around him. You can also get Wildman and Dunlin for 150 out of those. It's not a feature I like, personally. Having Wildman and Dunlin as the in unit when you can really get Wildman and Dunlin for the same exact price out of a thing there. I feel that Isengard should have a different in unit. Give them more options when they actually capture a inn. Make it pointless, or not pointless. Ooh, doesn't want to fight those. We have a Summon Wildman here. From Asba there. Ooh, caught a builder right in there as well. Very nice. And now he'll continue ravaging the land as he goes. Here comes the Spider Riders to end the miserable lives of the Wildmen. With ease, no less. Oh, these crossbows are way out of position. That's gonna hurt. Ouch. Only lost one Spider Rider for an entire battalion of pikes, or crossbows. Just because there's a couple of pikes. Apparently it's raining. I don't see the rain animation, but I can hear it. Freezing rain is on the field right now. Looks like the debuff is affecting goblins, as you would expect it to. Ooh, Asba is up to 24 power points. He's very close to Balrog. He will have Balrog momentarily, in fact. So I'll keep it on his camera for a bit. There it is. Ye old Balrog. Where is he summoning it, though? There he is. The beautiful and glorious, illustrious Balrog. May he die well. Balrog ain't gonna die, though. He's gonna do a lot of damage to the base, and then gonna despawn. Oh, man. Brutal fire breath. And of course, his fire whip is equally brutal. Balrog is just a super-powered death machine. Whenever you get him summoned into your base, he's generally going to lose pretty much your base, aside from your fort. That's just the way it goes. It's just such a strong power, and Asba is using it exactly as he should. Not targeting the fortress, but attacking everything but the fortress. I mean, really, if the opponent doesn't have anything, he can't defend his base. May Shadow being smart, though, putting an Urk pit away from his fortress. Putting multiple Urk pits away from his fortress, so he can build troops without the Balrog destroying them. Fortunately, his siege work starts to go down. He's going to lose another furnace. Might even lose this furnace or something before the time is down. He's going to go for one of these. He does have a fire breath or a fire whip. He could fire whip this or something before he despawns. Oh, there he goes. Good use of the Balrog, very good use indeed. Did a lot of damage. May Shadow's not out yet, though. He's got his barracks back up and running. He's getting his clan settings over by his fort again. And of course he will start getting his other stuff. Sounds like the Watcher's out in the field somewhere. Oh no, it's a dragon. Never mind, that's Drogoth. Asba has gotten the Drogoth the Dragon Lord, which is a good choice, I would say. Especially he could just fly around and destroy stuff, which is always a real pain. Especially for a team like Isengard, which doesn't have the greatest anti-air. They do have the Axlors now, though. Wildman Axlors are very useful. Of course, you do have to have a level 3, 2, rather, cleanse setting to build those. And crossbows are also useful as well. Isengard's always been one of the teams that had issues dealing with air units, though. But as you see, Drogoth sits there long enough, he will die to crossbows easily. So Asba needs to be careful with this Drogoth. Looks like the ring has been claimed. I can tell that just by the banners of these Goblin Spider Raiders. He indeed does have the ring. Is he anywhere near? He actually has almost 6,000. He could save up for Sauron. I almost called him Golem. I mean, you had to kill Golem to get that, so that doesn't really make sense. Super-powered Golem coming out for 10,000. That'd be something. But I don't foresee that being a feature anytime soon. There's the devastation going down, getting Shadow some money there. Good chunk. Very good chunk, in fact. We're up to 5 power points there for Shadow, or Asba rather. Shadow's up to 12. So he's getting towards his 25. Drogoth healing up in the back there. Still level 1, unfortunately. So he won't be able to do too much. I found Wing Blast is actually pretty useful. Like, against weak units, it absolutely destroys them. So against Wildmen or what have you, it would actually wreck them. Drogoth great for defending the flanks, though. These pikemen, of course, are not going to have any chance of defending themselves. We've got Half-Troll Swordsmen out here trying to help. In comes the Spider Rider hordes, and these crossbows once again without any defense. Isengard nicely, though, throwing up a Watcher. Although that was under his own army at the same time. But the army was doomed, so it really doesn't matter. He just wanted to take as many Spider Riders as he could with him. It was almost like a bait. He baited the trap and waited. Fortunately for Asba, though, the majority of his Spider Riders did live. So, it didn't work out quite as well as Shadow would have liked, I'm sure. Ooh, nasty. Drogoth swooping down, crushing these crossbows with ease. Looks like Shadow does have a Saruman now. But he needs to be careful. There are a lot of Fire Drake broods roaming the lands. Shadow is doing a great job of keeping his expansion going. He's building his furnaces up. He's building his slaughterhouses. He's building lots of his production buildings, so he can't just be neutralized. It's always smart to do things like this. Build a lot of production buildings, just in different places. That way, one Balrog summon can't just destroy your base, or one Worm summon can't destroy your entire base and shut you down. It's a good play. When you have the money, I would definitely suggest doing something like that. Because it just makes you more powerful in the long term. Because if he had all his buildings here, they got all destroyed, he'd have nothing left to build, and then he'd die. So, this way, not only would he be wasting the Balrog's time between walking between places, but he can build guys out of here, he can build guys out of here, go over here, build guys. It's useful. It is more time consuming, though, I will say. Unless he queues them all up to a number or something. Or just is very quick, I suppose. These Spider Riders continue to do work. Doing the Lord's work here. Very, very good. We have a Worm Tower out on the field. Of course, he's not going to be very effective alone. What is Lurch doing? Looks like he was trying to cripple strike something, but he couldn't target anything. You know, that's the case. If Saruman gets level 2, he can get his Fireball, of course, which would be very useful. Shadow setting up for a nice Wizard Blast, and indeed he gets it. Kills a lot of Spider Riders there, leaving a lot of them on no life, and then missing a Fireball. That's unfortunate. But at least he's level 2 now, and he can use those 2 abilities. They will recharge. Asba's base is actually pretty weakly defended if you look at it. He only has one Spider Hole expansion to defend his base, and that's basically it. And then a small arrow tower from the tunnel. And of course the arrow tower from the fort. But Shadow's base, much more defended. These arrow towers would tear anything to pieces if not dealt with. So Isengard definitely has a good chance of beating this this opponent here. But it's going to be difficult. But he's just doing such a good job of spreading his guys all across the field, spreading his presence everywhere. But Asba is doing well also. He's at 975, whereas Mishadow's at 1,000. So they're very close as far as farms and population limit go. Let's go over here. So I'm missing a Wizard Blast there. Asba going for Mountain Giants as well now. I mean, obviously he already had one, but I just pointed it out. Nice fireball. I would love to see Mayshadow actually come back and win this game. He's been on the back foot for the majority of the game. So if he actually pulls out a victory here, that would be impressive. I guess all it takes is a long defense with a big counterattack, and he could win. Also, we could have Asba getting Sauron. I don't know. He could have bought Sauron already. I wouldn't be able to tell, but I mean, he could easily save for it as well. Mayshadow's sitting on almost 10 grand, which ideally is not great. He could go for upgrades at this point. It looks like he is actually doing that. Okay. I was gonna say, with that much money, you should be upgrading everything. Because why not? But soon, Isengard will be throwing upgraded armies at the Goblins. And that'll be increasingly more difficult to deal with than these unupgraded wildmen and such that he's sending at now. Saruman's doing well, though. Gonna kill a giant also. It's no small feat. Even for a wizard. And down goes the Mountain Giants. Very nice. He's almost level 5. Level 6 he gets Thunderbolt, which is very good as well. I'm sure Asba's having a bit of issues here. Might even be like getting fatigue. Just be like, why can't I kill this guy? I mean, this would be difficult to stop. There's a lot of buildings here. Mayshadow has made it so he can't be shut down. That might do it though. We have a Sauron out for Asba. Let's see how well that goes. That could win in the game. Alternatively, might not. Hard to say. Ooh, nice Watcher there. Actually, not really. Oh, that's a Goblin Watcher, isn't it? Okay. Say, why would Mayshadow throw that under his own guys? I forgot. Goblins have Watcher as well. So the Master is moving across the field. Soon he'll get to his target. In a couple of years, he'll reach his destination and start wreaking havoc. Isengard doesn't really have anything to stop him at the moment. I mean, obviously, like a battalion of wildmen, not going to do a whole lot. Although they will take some damage, or do some damage, rather. So he's got heavy armor on his guys now. That guy went flying. But he's going to continue to destroy everything in his path here. Taking very minimal damage to whatever is hitting him. But all that minimal damage over time will actually add up. Ah, there's the Fires of Doom. I got it right. Hooray. I always mix up Fires of Doom and Rain of Fire. But this time I did not. Lurtz actually has a chance of killing him if he uses Carnage. But he's standing in fire. Not only that, he is not using Carnage. And off he goes! Field goal. It's good. Oh god. Sauron, you monster. Look at him go. Sauron gives no shits about any of these guys. Sounds like we have freezing rain being cast down, getting rid of the darkness. Lurtz is very weak. Terrible Fury being cast to get him out of there. Sauron's about low life. Looks like Asba's base actually took some damage. Why would that be? Ah, Dragon Strike. Dragon Strike was indeed cast on the base. Ah, we have the Smog model for the dragon because he has the ring. Very nice. So Asba now has a Smog dragon doing some damage. And now he will hopefully do some damage. Spending a lot of his time walking around there. There he goes. Dragon does a lot. He's not as good as the Balrog, That was a bit of a fail. Well, I guess he hit some of them. But with all the troops coming out for Asba, or Mayshadow rather, and Asba's base being a little bit crippled, not too badly, but I mean he doesn't have his fissure anymore. He does have a spider pit and a couple goblin caves, and he does have Sauron. Mayshadow could do a lot of damage if Asba is not careful. Well, the dragon is doing well, getting a battalion or two there, as well as a Uruk pit. So he's going to go for those crossbows. Nice. Of course, he's getting money for all this as well, which is always handy. Asba's almost at 10,000 already, so he's sitting on a lot of money as well. If I was him, I would do what Asba did, or Mayshadow did, just build a lot of goblin caves and stuff, or fissures. Like at this point, he needs a. He doesn't even have a fissure, but he has tons of money. He really needs to spend it. Witch King is not Witch King. What's that guy's name? Wormtongue. I'm not sure why he made that sound. Did he just come out or something? Or did he just die? Couldn't say. Where is Wormtongue anyway? There he is. I guess it's because he got low on life, maybe. Saruman is up to level 6 now. He has Thunderbolt. Oh, Drogoth is up to level 8 though. Which gives him the Firefly at level 6, of course. Level 10 he gets Incinerate, which is basically a Dragon Strike. So that's good to have once you get him to level 10. Goblins have the ability to do a lot of damage. If you can get some Fire Drake Broods out, get the Fire Drake out, keep the Dragon alive, and then get some Spider Riders and Half Trolls, he will do well. And it looks like Asba also has a Balrog recharged, so there's that. So we'll see how much damage he can cause with the Balrog this time. I'm still not sure who's going to win this game, to be honest. I could see it going either way pretty quickly. If I was a betting man, though, I think I would bet on Mayshadow for this one. Even though Asba has been playing pretty well. I just think there's some things Asba could do that would increase his chances of victory a little bit. I mean, he doesn't have a fully upgraded fortress, but he's sitting on 8,000 resources. That's obviously not great. I mean, he already has the Ring Hero, so I don't know what he could be saving for. Where is the Ring Hero? There he is. Facing off against a lone X over there. And Mayshadow is just continuing to throw down like Uruk pits and stuff, wasting the time with the Balrog. He has the money. He has so much money because he has so many lumber mills. He doesn't have a ton of money at the moment because he can spend it whenever he wants. But look at all these Uruk pits and lumber mills, and it's ridiculous the amount of stuff that Mayshadow has right now. He's up to 18 power points as well. Goblins are up to 32. I think goblins have basically got all their powers. So you got another one. His darkness is ready, as well as his worm. Fire Drake is very useful for defense there. That builder's just about to die. He's so close. He's teetering on the brink of death. I love that word, teetering. It's one of those words. Nice Wizard Blast by Saruman. Still level 6 though. He's got autocast. He's like, just do it when you want. It's a fair point. I would do that too. And now we have axe swords with forged blades and heavy armor upgrades. And I'd say Mayshadow is making headway here. Asba is definitely losing ground. Where is Sauron? What on earth? I don't know where Sauron is. Oh, there he is. Well, that deals with Isengard's army, doesn't it? Ooh, Wormtongue did a good amount of damage to Sauron there. Hopefully he can use escape or he's gonna die. He can't outrun those goblins. Oh, down he goes. Saruman is... oh my god, he's gonna die. That's too bad. Saruman cannot face... look at that death animation. Look how intense that is. He like goes into fast forward when he dies. That's interesting. Lots of wildmen with torches here. I wouldn't even bother giving them armor banners at this point. At least not if you're going to send them at Sauron. The best way to deal with Sauron probably at this point would just be Lurtz with a lot of crossbows or axe throwers. There's Lurtz. Unfortunately, he can't cripple strike Sauron, I don't think. So that is the thing. At least he can absorb one of the hits, though. He only goes flying. Like, he has a chance of going flying, I think. He's really trying to bring down Sauron, though. He's trying very hard to do it. Summoning a worm as well to help save Sauron. Does that be enough? It might. It might yet. If Asba loses Sauron, I think he'll lose the game. In fact, he might lose the game before that. His base is being destroyed by a dragon from May Shadow here, who's having a bit of issue thinking about what to do. Using his fire breath to target down spiderlings, definitely a bad thing to target there. Targeting down the home of the spiderlings, much better, as you would imagine. Definitely a hard-fought battle, but May Shadow definitely in full control here, I think. He's got full control of the bottom, full control of the top. His base is fully safe, and he's got guys everywhere and buildings everywhere. Asba's just lost so much steam. I don't see him coming back. And yeah, he's basically got all the powers, I guess. So not much you can do with that until his powers recharge. Look, he's got a Shelob as well. If you've ever seen a flying spider, or never seen one, there you go. Now you have. Now you've truly lived. Shelob is actually pretty good against crossbows and stuff, as you see there. She does pretty good trample damage. Sauron's still low. Not too low, though. It'll still take a while to burst him down, but May Shadow's trying his best. He really wants that ring of power, and can you blame him? I certainly can't. Now he's taking flanking damage. This might be the chance that May Shadow needs. Oh, he's also got the fire arrows. He needs these guys to have axe forge blades. Sauron has been retreated behind the fortress, though. Oh, Fire Dripper's doing massive amount of damage. Doesn't look like Isengard's going to have what it takes here. He might. He said pull back a bit. He is upgrading his axe swords, though. I think it's a bit overdue, but I think siege works. Yeah, there you go. He could have went for mines, even. A mine would be an interesting choice. Just to spam mines at the base of the goblins. That would be interesting. Have him use his fire drug broods on them. Would be kind of funny. Detonating themselves into oblivion. Pretty sure that would happen. Not positive. Yeah, sure it would. Any fire attacks against a mine would set off a mine. Pretty positive about that. Wildman Summit in the back of the base of Asba here. Gonna do a lot of damage. The war chant, and I think they are benefiting from darkness as well. Or goblins benefiting from darkness because Isengard doesn't have darkness. Turns out. His Dragon Strike is getting close to done though. Once that happens, that might be what he needs. That might be the push that takes him over the edge. He's actually putting siege works on different angles. Smart play there. There is a big Isengard army waiting for the siege. They're just waiting to be called in. Looks like Wormtongue went for the kill. Didn't quite get it, but he did good damage to Sauron. And Lurtz is just sitting there peppering away at Sauron. He's in hold ground stance, so he will tank the damage really well. Oh, looks like the army has been found. Oh, Drogoth has Fireflight. This could end poorly. He should really stop chasing a Sharku. Although, I mean, he could hit him with a regular fireball and now kill him. I guess he doesn't need to. He could have swooped down one more time. Fireball was completely wasted there. But, worth it. Totally worth it. Although, while he's been away, his base has been under attack, so that's not a deal for him. There goes the Watcher from May Shadow. I guess that was okay. He kind of summoned it under his own guise, but I guess it dealt with the Fire Drake Brood, which is what he was going for there. Sauron is still very low on life. His health regen is not the greatest. But he is the last line of defense of the Goblins. Asba is being completely overwhelmed at this point. May Shadow's just doing a great job of spamming him. I think he should send just battering rams. Just battering rams, all you need. Don't go for ballista, go for battering rams. No one ever builds them. Killing me. With this army here, he would easily get a battering ram up to the fortress. Sauron does have Fires of Doom though, which is going to end all the lives of these guys. As well as Fireflight from Drogoth. He's not using either of them though, oddly enough. Which is causing his fortress to take unnecessary damage. Although it's still entertaining to watch Sauron swing, I must confess. I have a love for Sauron that is deep. It runs deep. Ah, there's the Dragon Strike. Will that kill Sauron? I think it might. Oh, it's damn close. He wants that ring. He's so close. He can taste it. Look at that. Oh, Asba cutting him off hugely. Look at all this fire. Fire and death everywhere. I think Sauron might get away here. Oh, God. How did Sauron get out of there? That was a nice fireflight, though, I must confess. Impressive. He is level 10 now. He can incinerate an area as well. He's trying to finish him off desperately. Fortunately for him, the Fire Drake Broods are still alive. They deal with those fairly easily. May Shadow's definitely going to need more troops. We have a dragon summon from Asba here. So he'll begin chasing down these pikes. Probably not the best use of a dragon. He won't ever catch them. He never even built any ballista out of this. He just upgraded it. He should have went for the mines. He's going for ballista there, which is a good idea. But ballista will be attacked by Drogoth, so really, I don't know if they were a good idea. Saruman using his thunderbolt there. Kicking ass, absolutely. Doesn't kill them though. Sauron's healed a very little bit. Like I said, his health regen is pretty poor. Him and Saruman hiding in the corners. They're going for one epic fight here. Will Saruman have what it takes? Nope. Saruman never should have challenged the Master. That's what he gets. We all know what happens. Of course, it's not why, but still. Dragon does despawn there. May Shadow's base is pretty much the map at this point. You know. He's actually upgraded to level 3. He could indeed go for mines. I would love to see mines. But he has gone for a ballista. Did Drogoth die? No, there he is. Drogoth and Sauron are still the only things keeping him alive, and the Fire Drake Broods. That ballista manages to get that down, though. How's the economy of Goblins? He's still sitting on a fair amount of money. Although, May Shadow's sitting on 25 grand, so I don't foresee May Shadow ever losing. It's just a how long can Asba hold out simulator 2016. But he's doing fairly well so far, I've got to admit. This game has gone on longer than I thought it would because of Sauron's presence and a level 10 Drogoth. Definitely helps. Sauron's getting so close to death. Actually, Sharkir might... Is Sharkir targeting Sauron? I can't really tell. You got a lot of hits in if you did. I hope he ends this with mines. That'd be great. He won't though. No one ever plays with mines. No one ever plays with the fun things like battering rams and mines, which is unfortunate. It'd be funny to watch him scamper off trying to stop the mine when all he has is a fire drake. Oh dear. We have a defensive Balrog. That's going to make things a bit difficult for May Shadow, isn't it? Although he's not going to get a whole lot done with it. There's nothing really to target. Although Mei Shadow is building furnaces all around his base. He is showing his dominance. And well, it's pretty obvious that he's not going to be able to stop him either. Asba, that is. Sauron is very close to death. God, he's close. I want Sauron to die just because he's so close. Not that I want Sauron to die ever in a game. Although he does have a nice death animation with like a word of power explosion, so it's always fun to see him die. Especially when there's a bunch of guys around him. Does he have any powers that could kill Sauron? No. Looks like Mei Shadow does have all his powers at this point. We have Summon Watcher there, ready to be used, it looks like. There it goes, right in the choke point. That'll slow Mei Shadow down a little bit. Ah yes, the Balrog is still alive, huh? Of course, he can take out as many buildings as he wants. Mei Shadow has more than enough money to do whatever he wants. He can rebuild anything. He could upgrade all of these to level 3 if he wanted to. Well, that's the sad part. Just the economy difference is outrageous. I mean, even 4,000 is still a lot for Asba. I think he's given up trying to win at this point. But at the same time, how could he win at this point? I'm not sure. Sauron's too weak to really rely on at this point. Fire Drakes are good. He's good as well. Mei Shadow's actually building Uruk pits in his territory now. Well, that's not ideal for him, obviously. Oh, looks like Asba has pushed down to the south and actually taken out some stuff here. Summoned Spiderlings and a couple of battalions of Fire Drippers and some half-troll swordsmen. But he's still definitely fighting a losing battle, I think. By the time he attacks, he's going to have another rain of, or a Fire Doom in his face. Or Incinerate, or Fireflight. There's all kinds of things that Asba can employ to stop all these armies. Late game can be very difficult to finish sometimes because of the superhero power, or super-powered heroes and super-powered powers that you have to deal with. When one power can wipe out an entire army, and then a base like Balrog, that can be very difficult to deal with. Yeah, we have a dragon summon here. Oh, he's gonna use the dragon to go for Sauron, is he? Will that work? He's having difficulty targeting him because Sauron's moving. Sauron doesn't seem to take too much damage there. There's the Rain of Fire, Fires of Doom, rather. Oh, Lurt's going for the kill! And he does it! Finally! Yes! With a flashy explosion, he does die. I would laugh if he claimed the ring again. Look at this hero goblin. One single goblin managed to get the ring back into the fort. I thought he would have died in the fire, but nope, he got lucky. But without Sauron, the defense of the goblins is pretty much crippled. And Drogoth is actually almost dead as well. It's only going to be like a crossbow bolt or two. And Asba will fall, I think. Without Drogoth leading the charge, definitely. This dragon is definitely having issues here. What is he targeting? He's targeting these little spiderlings. That is the worst. This might be the army necessary to finish off Asba, though. I heard a Watcher. This guy's down here. Looks like Mei Shadow summoned a Watcher and his own guys. Or those probably weren't his. It's probably a summoned Wildman from Asba. He has got troops to the fortress now. Of course, the Axors can actually sit away from the spider hole expansion and throw their axes and deal with them fairly effectively. Fire Drake is being brought out again. Will he have time? Probably. Worm should buy him some time. Defensive Worm. Looks like Saruman's over here as well. But he is being overwhelmed a bit. Hopefully Mei Shadow keeps up the pressure, or he's not going to be able to overwhelm them a bit. He's got more men out in the field here. He's sending more out. He's just He's probably got guys queued up for days, let's be honest. I mean, when you have almost 60,000 resources, you probably could just queue up like 1,000,000 guys in a barracks in each, and just you'll always have troops on the field. So that's the thing. I would laugh so hard if somehow Isengard lost. With such a huge economy and such many buildings and such, it would be very impressive for Asba to pull off a victory, but somehow I just don't see that happening. Lots of Axors, good choice. Lots of Axors, Forge Blaze will take down the fort. We could do so from a good range away. These are actually level 10, surprisingly enough. And level 7. So every day you see Fire Drake Brews get to level 10 and 7 before they can use their actual ability. Level 7's when the ability unlocks in this patch, of course. These Fire Drakes come out with their move, though. Ah, Drogoth goes down with a fiery explosion. Not before taking out a lot of guys with him, though. Same with the Fire Drake. Drogoth takes an eternity to come back, so that is probably going to spell GG for Asba. The only thing he has left is Fire Drake Broods, but Saruman is trying to make short work of those. And of course, Asba, or Mayshadow, is bringing more guys into the battle. But my goodness, what an action-packed game. Craziness all around. I do like when 1v1s turn out like this, where they're just very well hard-fought games. And there you go, Asba has conceded, and Mayshadow is the victor. Damn. That's all I gotta say. That was a good game. Definitely a good game to watch. I hope you guys thought so as well. And well played to both those players. Definitely could have went either way for a long time, until Mayshadow definitely took the lead there for quite a while. But Asba put up a hell of a defense, I will say. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys in the next live commentary game. It was not a live commentary game. Cast of Rise of the Witch King Patch 2.02. See you next time.